Hi, it me. Do you still recognize me? Sometimes in the mornings I do not recognize myself after what only can be described as some form of identity crisis. It is also like 6:30 in the morning, so this is what we're working with currently, and I'm sorry because I know I've called this like a glow up video because hello, quite the transformation for me, but I haven't actually filmed from the very beginning all the way through to the final product because I'm just generally shitty.
That was really bad, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
That was bad.
I get used to it.
But I do want to give a quick little backstory, I guess. I have wanted to color my hair for the longest time, and I've actually just gotten back from a month-long overseas trip, and originally I wanted to have my glow up moment before I left. I went to the hairdresser here in Brisbane, and I don't know, for some reason I feel like they really want to keep your hair natural as possible. So I went in with a more toned down peached version that I wanted to get, and I spent $490 and came out looking, I kid you not, exactly the same. So as you can imagine, I was pissed, but as the unconfrontational Libra I am, I just let it slide. And when I was overseas in Tokyo, I booked in to get my hair done at Nalu Salon, and that's where dreams come true, my friends. When it was first done, she dubbed it as shrimp pink, which I just thought was equal parts adorable and actually very accurate. First of all, I really just want to apologize for practically dropping off the face of the earth, at least here on YouTube. I was still posting on Instagram, so those of you over there know that I have been away for just over a month, and we hit up pretty much everywhere. We started off in America, went through Europe, and then finished in Japan. I had every intention to keep uploading, and the video that you would have just seen last week was one that was pre-filmed from before I left, but in the end, I just didn't really have time when we were away. Fun fact about me is that I actually have really bad travel anxiety, I guess. It's not flying, it's actually the airports themselves. I experienced my first ever panic attack when I was in an airport, and then ever since I've just found it kind of hard to deal. But yeah, we went to San Fran, LA, Orlando, Paris, Amsterdam, London, Tokyo, Osaka. So there was a hell of a lot of transit, and every time that it was a transit day, I honestly just shut down. I get physically sick.
이 소리가 좋더라고요.
Honestly, I am glad that it ended up being a bit of an unintentional break. At first, I was so stressed about not uploading anything. When I came back and edited that pre-filmed video that you guys would have seen went up last week, I was like, wow, I honestly look exhausted with life.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
I don't think that I could have kept going like that. I think that the break really did me good. Oh, I'm actually gonna try this like dark orange under my eyes because I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but I get the world's worst dark circles. Like my boyfriend and I call it Itachi eyes because you know how he just has like the permanent lines. Literally me plus discoloration plus like puffiness plus when I get really tired, which you might have noticed in some of the photos while I was away, I get like this little slit at the top of my cheeks as well. It is just really weird. Am I doing this right? I don't think so. One of the biggest differences I noticed while I was away was that I wasn't reading any YouTube comments. There was one day where I did in the morning just like log in, I'll just check to see how my videos are going while I'm away. And the first one that popped up was somewhat negative, and I just practically have a breakdown every time someone says something slightly negative. I'm way too sensitive, I would say in general. I just don't really have the right personality type to be putting yourself out there, but you know, hopefully we can work on that this year. But my point is, when I wasn't reading the comments, I felt like I was such a happier person and a better person to be around. Like, I get in just such a funk sometimes, and letting just strangers drag me down, which is ridiculous. And the annoying part is I'm very self-aware and know that it's ridiculous, but for some reason, just can't stop myself.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
So this year, we're definitely working on giving less fucks pretty much. And you know what, in a weird way, I almost feel like me getting my hair done in a not traditional color is kind of like the first big step towards just let him go a little bit. If you guys do have any video requests though, hit me up, especially on Instagram. I'm always taking requests on like my Instagram stories and getting you guys to do polls. Actually, one that I did the other day though came back 50-50 and I'm like, wow, thanks guys. Just as indecisive as me, good to see. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say a lot of people who are watching me nowadays are either K-pop or anime fans.
Yeah, no shit, honey!
And it actually makes me so freaking happy. Like, I love being able to chat about things that I love. Like, I feel like that is pretty much the reason why anyone starts YouTube, is that they want to find like-minded people. And I feel like I've really done that, especially in like the last year and a half, which kind of correlates with the time that I feel like I've been myself a little bit more, and I guess just bringing more personality to my fashion videos. I'm not in a place where I want to do like vlogs or more lifestyle stuff just yet, because okay, I feel like we're getting too deep for just like a glow up get ready with me, but I have always been very insecure about my personality, I guess, and I feel like that comes from growing up as a very, very shy person, like cripplingly shy, if that is a term.
No ma'am.
And not only that, but also growing up being told that being shy is like this terrible personality trait to have and you have to change it. And I mean, I feel like that's just like the worst thing you could tell a shy person, because then they get in their head about it and they're anxious about when they should speak and what they should say. And it's just, yeah, it's a recipe for disaster, trust me. And one of my defense mechanisms for it was fashion, which I guess is why I started the channel in the first place, because for someone who finds it hard to communicate with others, I feel like dressing the way you are to express yourself really, really can help your self-confidence, and that's exactly what it did for me. But since fashion is something I've been so comfortable with for so long, when I do get a negative comment about what I'm wearing or what I look like, it feels more like water off a duck's back than if I was putting myself out there more so, and my life, and people were like picking apart my personality. I think it would just completely break me.
I'm a fun guy.
My point is, we're just taking baby steps here on the channel, and at the moment I am more than happy to chat about things like K-pop and anime and just like TV sort of things in general. So let me know what you guys are watching, what you guys are listening to at the moment. On the plane, I actually watched Parasite, which I was stoked. I didn't think that that would be like an on-flight entertainment option, but it was so good. I actually am really keen to watch it again though. I feel like it's the sort of movie that you need to watch more than once. Also for the plane rides, I downloaded the entirety of Sex Education on Netflix, and it was so good. I don't know why I waited so long to watch it, but I loved that. I just noticed how bad I have like gradually hunched over from filming. Like, I should be sitting like this, I'm sorry. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations of things to watch on Netflix, or really just anything. K-dramas as well. I feel like I haven't watched a K-drama in so long. I feel like they're more time consuming because the episodes are like practically freaking mini movie length. And also, what about anime? As far as ones that are like currently on, I love Black Clover so much, and I couldn't find like any merch for it when I was in Japan. I was so disappointed. We got one Asta like half and half figurine, which was really cool, but that was literally all I could find. My camera just turned off due to overheating, so. But it is time to move on to the fun parts now. So this is a Can Make blush. I think they're like really famous for their blushes. I'm gonna use it on my eyes though, because I don't have any eyeshadows in like a cute pink shade. But as I was saying before, I get that Black Clover isn't popular because people are like, oh, it's just like every other anime ever, which, I mean, true, but I don't know. I'm still really vibing with it. My favorite character is definitely Finral. Like, I love him. Best boy nominee right now. So if you guys watch it, do let me know who your faves are, or just generally who like your favorite anime boy is. I love knowing that sort of shit. I don't know why. And then as far as K-pop goes at the moment, obviously BTS just had their comeback, so I'm sure you guys are all playing that on repeat. Let me know what your favorite songs are so far. For me, I love like the rap line song is just so good and so up my alley. And literally, when I first got into BTS, rap line was the reason. That was like my first into K-pop was BTS rap line. Well, I mean, the fashion was my first real foot in the door, but then once I was like, okay, let's actually try and get into the music as well, BTS rap line is what convinced me. Oh, also, how many of you guys actually got BTS concert tickets? I'm so insanely jealous. They are not performing anywhere close to where I live, which I mean, what's new? But also B, do you guys want to see like a concert outfit ideas video? I've been getting a few requests sliding into my DMs recently, but I was wondering how many of you guys would actually be interested. And if you are, do you want it to be like BTS specific, or do you just want it to be concert outfits in general? There's been so many comebacks recently. I'm sure a lot of you are vibing with Luna. I think that Everglow is absolutely killing it though. Like, they are gonna be coming for like top girl group when it comes to like girl crush concept really soon, because they keep just doing bop after bop. And also, can we take a moment to talk about Pentagon, because I noticed that in my most recent video, finally, they were getting some love in the comments. Usually they do not at all, and they are one of my favorite boy groups. I feel like typically they're a bit of an acquired taste, perhaps, because their songs they're definitely different. But I think this most recent comeback was definitely a smart choice, because seemingly a lot more people are jumping on board now. And I actually picked up a copy of the album when I was in Tower Records, and let me tell you, it's a masterpiece. I really want to talk about NCT's new comeback as well, but I'm just gonna zip it for now, because I may or may not have a very exciting video coming soon. Low-key, I feel like pink eyeshadow just makes it look like you have infected eyes, but for some reason, I'm just here for that look. Pretty much my makeup icon these days is Adon from Pentagon, or previously from Pentagon, I should say. But yeah, that like drunk, infected pinky red makeup is like, that's where it's at for me. I think the best way to avoid it, at least a little bit, is like to add a bit of sparkle, because then it kind of looks intentional at least. My approach currently is clearly just like a slap it on and hope for the best sort of vibe, but I feel like in the end, it still all comes together somehow. Something I've been doing to make the inner corner highlight pop more is actually just getting a little bit of bronzer and popping it just under the eye there. And I think it is like a technique they use in like the Igari makeup. Once again, I'm no beauty guru, but if I can recommend one thing, if you're looking for a good liquid pen eyeliner, this is it. So I start with just a relatively thin line across the lash line, and then when it comes to doing the wing, I don't really flick up because I kind of have hooded lids and I feel like it just gets lost in the crease somehow, so I do kind of pull it more straight out. So yeah, something like that. I can never get them even or perfect or anything, but I feel like once you put mascara on, it kind of like hide some of the issues. I feel like I've barely even spoken about my trip this entire time, and it's probably like a 20-minute video, which is ridiculous, but I had an amazing time. I hope I didn't sound like ungrateful when I was talking about how I get panic attacks traveling before. Like, despite that, I had a really good time. There will be a haul coming really soon as well of all of the thrifted items I picked up while I was gone. I was actually really good and didn't buy too much, at least in comparison to what I would usually spend. Okay, I'm pretty sure it wasn't filming while I just did my blush, but as you can see, I like to go for the dramatic swipe right across the nose and really high on the cheeks. As someone said in my comments, ouch, it looks like that sunburn hurts. And then I'm just gonna finish her off with, ooh, okay, wow. I haven't used that highlight in a while and I forgot how intense it was. But let's make sure we blend that out. I'm now finally gonna take the foundation off my lips, which I know has probably been driving some of you nuts this entire video. Just like this little natural balm looking one that just gives a hint of color and gloss, and this is my new favorite thing. Okay, it is time to give Cookie a rest and do something with my hair. Naturally, my hair is actually really curly, so this is like straightened from yesterday, and I'm planning on just touching it up a little bit and then obviously trying to style out my bangs. I'm not going to talk through this because I'm literally just going to take a straightener to it. So this is usually the time where I would find a nice long YouTube video or a podcast or something to pop on while I do my hair. Okay, now the rest of the hair is looking a little bit more sleek. We can work on the bangs, and obviously they are quite long, which is how I wanted them, but I should probably trim them regularly.
오, 좋아.
But it just means that I can kind of sweep them to the side if I'm over it, but I can also like, you guys know what I mean, like curl it under sort of thing, and then it sits up a little bit higher and looks super cute. Ideally, I need a roller, but this mama is all I could find in the house. I don't even know why we have it, but it is a tad too big. You see, it sort of all comes together in the end, kind of a little bit. Okay, I think I am like happy enough with that. I'm gonna try and pick out some accessories and probably an outfit from this rack that is so beautifully curated with pastels, something I prepared earlier. I think this one might end up being the winner though, so I'm gonna do like the ultimate final form transformation and we'll see how she turns out.